Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum student. Today I'm going to solve Cambridge O-Level paper 2 May June 2025. Before starting this paper, I request you please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon button. Let's start. First question of this paper. Question 1. The diagram shows a pattern with rotational symmetry of order 4. Complete the diagram. Look here, we have to shade the box according to rotational symmetry order 4. Look here, here the fifth box shade from bottom to top and left to right. This fifth box is already shaded. And next, when we rotate this row, again 90 degree, fifth box match here. And this matching box is not shaded. Therefore, to get the order 4 rotational symmetry, we have to shade this box. After shading this box, diagram having the rotational symmetry of order 4. Question number 2, write down 18,012 in figure. Look here, this is 18,000 and there is no 100, we write 0 and 12. This is 18,012 is the answer. Write prime number between 20 and 30. The prime number between 20 and 30 is 23, 29. These are two prime numbers. Next, find the reciprocal of 1 over 9. The reciprocal of 1 over 9 is 9 over 1. And next question, question number 3. Write the ratio 155 milliliter, ratio 2.5 milliliter in simplest form. Look here, this is 155 milliliter and this is 2.5 liter. We can convert the liter into milliliter. We multiply this value by 1000. This will convert into milliliter. Therefore, we write 2.5 multiplied by 1000. This value convert into milliliter, and this is 175 ratio 2500. Milliliter would be cancelled, and we will divide this value by 25. 25 times 7 is 175. 25 times 100 is 2500, and this is 7 ratio 100 is the answer. Part B. Dan, Rika, and Fatik share a $540 in the ratio 4 ratio 5 ratio 3. Find the amount that Rika received. Look here, the ratio given here, Dan, Rika, and Fatik 4 ratio 5 ratio 3. To calculate the amount Rika received, firstly we suppose that let the actual values of Dan, Rika, and Fatik, this value we suppose that 4x, Rika received 5x, and Fatik received 3x. And the total value Dan, Rika, and Fatik, this value equal to total share, this is 540, and therefore 12x equal to 540, and x will be equal to 540 divided by 12, and this will be equal to 45, and therefore Rika share, that will be equal to, in expression here is 5x, and therefore we write 5 into 45, and this will be equal to 225, and 225 Rika received. This is the answer. Question number 4. Find the value of x and y. Look here. Here are three parallel lines. We name it as L1 and L2 and L3. Co-interior angle between two parallel lines L1 and L2. Here are x and 128 degree, and x plus 128 degree will be equal to 180 because the sum of co-interior angle parallel line equal to 180. Therefore, x will be equal to 180 minus 128. This will be equal to 52. And this angle x is 52. And next we have to calculate this angle y degree. To calculate y, here we take these two parallel line. This is line M1 and this is line M2. We consider this is the transversal line, and the corresponding angle between these two parallel line, this will be the corresponding angle between these two parallel line M1 and M2. We name it as y degree. And look here, these lines are parallel L3 and L2. Therefore, y degree will be equal to 128 because corresponding angle between line L2 and L3. Therefore, this angle is 128. Question 5. Convert 6.1 meter square to centimeter square. Look here, meter, and when we convert meter square into centimeter square, we will multiply by 100 whole square. Therefore, we will write this value 6.1 into 100 square. This value will convert into centimeter square. And this value equal to 6.1 into 100,000, 10,000, and this become value 61,000 centimeter square is the answer. The next question here, question number 6. In a survey, students are asked to choose their favorite type of movie. The table shows the results. Type of movie: romance 0.1, science 0.35, other 0.3. Calculate relative frequency of the student choosing thriller. Look here, here are the relative frequencies. Here are 0.1, 0.35, and 0.3. And the relative frequency of thriller is not given. We suppose that this is X. And we write this is X. And when we add all these relative frequency, sum of relative frequency equal to 1. Therefore, we can write this X plus 0.75 equal to 1. And X will be equal to 1 minus 0.75. This answer equal to 0.25. This is the relative frequency of thriller. Part B, 500 students take part in the journey. Calculate the number of students who choose science fiction. The formula of relative frequency here is the frequency of event occur divided by total frequency. Here relative frequency is 0.25. The frequency event occur. Here we suppose that this is X. And total frequency here is the total number of students. Here are 500 students. Therefore, this X will be equal to 500 multiplied by 0.25. And this will be equal to 125. And this is the answer. Question number 7. Chris wants exchange $350 for euro. The bank gives euro in multiple of 5. Exchange rate $1 equal to 0.92. Calculate number of euro he received and his change from $350. Look here, against $1 he received 0.92. And for $350 he will receive 0.92 multiplied by 350, and this will be equal to 322 euro. But bank gives euro in multiple of 5. And this value we can write 320 plus 2. And this value in multiple of 5. This is 64 times 5. And this euro he received 320 euro. Against these 2 euro he will return back in dollar. Therefore, look here, 0.92 euro equal to $1. And 1 euro will be equal to 1 over 0.92. Therefore, 2 euro will be equal to 2 over 0.92. And this value will be equal to 2 divided by 0.92. And this value equal to $2.17. And he received 320 euro and is changed and returned back in dollar. This is $2.17. This is the answer. Question number 8. Calculate the interior angle of regular octagon. The formula of interior angle of octagon is equal to n minus 2 into 180 over n. Here n is number of side in the octagon. N is the number of side. Here the number of side in octagon is 8. We write 8 minus 2 into 180 over 8. And this value equal to 6 multiply 180 over 8. And we will divide this value by 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. 2 would be carry and 4 times 5 is 20. And we will multiply this. We get 270 over 2 and this will be equal to 135. And the 135 is the interior angle of regular octagon. Next, on the diagram, shade the region represented A intersection B dash. Look here, this is the region A intersection B. But here we have to shade A intersection B dash. Therefore, the region other than this would be the A intersection B dash region. Therefore, we will shade outside to this A intersection B. And this is the shaded region. And next, part B. Part B, in a class of 22 students, 12 play piano, 8, 9 play guitar, 6 do not play piano and guitar. Find the number of students who play piano and guitar. We suppose that the number of students who play piano and guitar is X. And here we use the Venn diagram to solve this question. Look here, this region shows that for play piano and this is for guitar. And this region shows who play piano and guitar. We write down here X. And who play only piano, that will be equal to 12 minus X. Here we write 12 minus X. And next, student play only guitar, that will be equal to 9 minus X. 6 students who do not play piano or guitar, this region will be the outside. We mark 6 here. And we will add all these values, 12 minus X, plus 9 minus X, plus 6. All these value equal to 22 because here are total 22 students. Therefore, X would be cancelled and we can write this 12 plus 9 plus 6. This is 27 minus X equal to 22. And we can write this X equal to 27 minus 22 and X will be equal to 5. Therefore, number of students both play piano and guitar. These are 5 students. This is the answer. Question number 10. Simplify 7x square into y5 over x cube y square. Look here, we can write this 7 into x power 2 minus 3 and y into y power 5 minus 2. And therefore, we can write this 7 into x power minus 1 y power 3 and we will shift this x power minus 1 from numerator to denominator. This value becomes 7 into y power 3 over x and this is the answer. Next question number 11. Zia invests $4,500 in saving account. The account pays simple interest 3.2% per year. Calculate the value of investment at the end of 5 years. Look here, the simple interest formula I equal to PRT over 100. P is the investment amount. This is 4,500. R is the rate. This is 3.2. T is the investment time. This is 5 over 100. And this will be equal to 720. We have to calculate the value of investment, total investment at the end of 5 years. This investment after 5 years will be equal to investment amount plus interest. Investment amount is P, this is 4500, and interest here is 720, and therefore this value will be equal to $5,220. This is the value of investment at the end of 5 years. Question part B. Aisha invests $2,750 in different saving account. The account pays compound interest at the rate of 2.1% per year. Total amount of interest she received at the end of 3 years. The formula of compound interest here is the amount after T year. This will be equal to P into 1 plus R over 100 whole power T. P is the investment amount and R is the rate and T is the time and A is the amount after 3 years. And this value will be equal to 1 plus 0, 2.1 over 100 is 0.021 whole power 3. We can write 2750 into 1.021 whole power 3, and this value will be equal to 2926.9, and we can write this value is 2927. Interest amount, we can calculate the amount after T year minus saving amount. This is P, and we write 2927 minus 2750, and this will be equal to 176.9. That will be equal to 177, and this is the answer. Question 12. Factorize this expression. To factorize this expression, we will arrange the expression here. We can write this 7hx minus 21fx and minus 2hy plus 6fy. Here 7x is the common, therefore we can write this h minus 3f, and here the common is y, therefore, and 2 is also common, factor between 2 and 6, we write 2y is a common, and therefore we can write this h minus 3f, and here h minus 3f again is a common, we write h minus 3f into 7x minus 2y, and this is the factorization of this expression. Next question number 13. Bag contains 9 red counters, 3 green counters. Lee takes 2 counters from the bag at random without replacement. Complete the tree diagram. To complete the tree diagram, we see the given probability. Here the probability of red is 912 and probability of green here is not given. Probability of red and probability of green, that will be equal to 1. Therefore, we can write this probability of green. If we subtract the 9 over 12 from 1, we get 3 over 12. This is the probability of green. And you can take the probability of green also by when we subtract 8 over 12 from 1, we get 3 over 11. This is the probability of green. And the next probability of second counter of red and green, we can calculate. Here the number of counter when we take from the first counter, the red counter here are 9 and green counter here are 3. The total counter become 12. Therefore, the probability of green here is 3 over 12. But when the one counter is already taken, therefore total counter become 2 and the total number of counter become 11. Therefore, the probability of red counter, here are 9 red out of 11, we write 9 over 11. And the next green counter here would be 2 out of 11. Next part B, Work out the probability both counter are red. Look here, the probability both counter are red here is the probability of first red counter and then probability of second red counter. Here 9 over 12 multiplied 18 over 11. Therefore, probability of R1 into probability of R2, that will be equal to 9 over 12 into 8 over 11. And this is 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 11, and 4 times 3 is 12, 3 times 3 is 9. And we can write 6 over 11. This is the probability of part B. Next question, question number 14. In the question 14, PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral, find PQS. And look here, this is the tangent line, this is the chord, PS. The angle between chord and tangent is 37, and the angle on alternate segment, this is the angle on alternate segment, PQS, will be equal. Therefore, we can write the angle PQS equal to 37. The reason is angle on alternate segment equal. Next, find angle QRS. This is angle QRS. This is the angle QRS. Look here, angle QRS and the angle QPR are opposite, diagonally opposite angle, and the sum of diagonally opposite angle of cyclic quadrilateral equal to 180. Therefore, we can write the angle QRS plus angle QPS equal to 180. Firstly, we will calculate angle QPS. If we take interior angle of triangle QPS 37, 85 and QPS, the sum of interior angle of triangle equal to 180. Therefore, QPS plus 85 plus 37 is 122 equal to 180, and therefore QPS will be equal to 180 minus 122, and this will be equal to 58 degree, and therefore the angle QPS is 58 and QRS plus 58 equal to 180, and QRS will be equal to 180 minus 58, that will be equal to 122. Therefore, we write here is the angle QRS is 122. This is the answer. Question 15. These are the first four patterns in a sequence made from black beads and from the white beads. Complete the table for pattern 5. Look here. The pattern of the number of white beads 5, 7, 9, 11. Look here. Each value by adding 2. Therefore, rule here is add 2 in each term, we get next term. Therefore, we write 11 plus 2 is 13. And the next pattern here is the difference from 6 to 10 is 4. The difference between 15 10 is 5. Difference between 21 and 15 is 6. Therefore, the next difference would be 7. And we can get this value 21 plus 7, that will be equal to 28. Part B, find an expression for the number of white beads in the pattern N. Look here, the number of white bead pattern, this sequence shows that this is the linear sequence. In the linear sequence, the nth term formula here is A plus Bn. Here B is the difference between two consecutive terms, we write 2, and N as it is. A is the previous term. This is the previous term. Subtracting the 2 from 5, we get 3. This is 3 is a value of A. Therefore, 2n plus 3 is the nth term value of the pattern of white bead. Next, part B, second part, the total number of beads in pattern N. Here the total number of beads in pattern N 6, 10, 15, 21, 28. The difference here is 4, 5, 6 and 7. This is not a constant. Therefore, this is not a linear sequence. We write here this and 4, 5, 6, 7. And to check this type of sequence, we take second difference. This is 1, therefore this is the quadratic sequence. Nth term value of the quadratic sequence, that will be equal to Tn equal to an square plus bn plus c. To calculate the value of a, b, and c, we will use three formulas. These three formula here are 2a equal to second difference value, and second equation we use 3a plus b equal to first value of first difference, and the third equation we use a plus b plus c first value of the sequence. Look here, this is the second difference value is 1, and first value of first difference value is 4, and the first value of sequence is 6. We will substitute the value in these equations. The first is, this is the second difference, and the second difference here is 1. So we write 2a equal to 1, therefore a equal to 1 over 2. The next value b we can calculate by using this equation 3a plus b equal to first value of first difference. Here we write 3 as it is, a is 1 over 2, and b we write as it is. First value of first difference, this is first difference of the sequence. This value is 4, we write 4. Therefore, b will be equal to 4 minus 3 over 2, and we can write this 8 minus 3 over 2, and this is 5 over 2. Next value we can calculate by using the equation a plus b plus c equal to first value of the sequence. Look here, the first value of sequence here is 6, we write 6, and a here is 1 over 2, b is 5 over 2, and c we write as it is, and this value equal to 6 over 2 plus c equal to 6. This is 3 plus c equal to 6, and c will be equal to 6 minus 3, and this is 3. Therefore, the value of a here is 1 over 2. We write 1 over 2 in replace of a. This is 1 over 2, and n square we write as it is. And the value of b is 5 over 2, or 5 by 2 we get 2.5. Therefore, the value of b here is 2.5. We substitute this value in replace of the 2.5. Therefore, plus 2.5n, and c here is 3, and therefore the nth term of the sequence will be equal to 1 over 2n square plus 2.5n plus 3. This is the answer. Part C, Bill has 88 white beads but lots of black beads. Pattern P is the largest possible pattern he can make using these beads. Work out value of P. Look here, the number of white bead pattern here 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and the nth pattern 2n plus 3. Therefore, the pattern P would be 2p plus 3. And for the largest possible value of P, here we write 2p plus 3 less than 88, because here are white beads less than equal to 88. For the largest possible value, we write 2p plus 3 less than 88. Therefore, 2p less than equal to 88 minus 3. This value will be equal to 2p less than 85, and therefore p is less than 85 over 2, and this is p is less than 42.5, and therefore p equal to 42. This will be the less than value in whole number. This is 42, and this is the largest possible value. This is the answer. Question number 16. The population of Kenya is 5.71 into 10 power 7. Area here is 6 into 10 power 5 kilometer square. Population density is the number of people per kilometer square. Calculate density population density of Kenya. The formula is the population density. Here is the total population divided by area. Look here, the total population here is 5.71 into 10 power 7, and population area here is 6 into 10 power 5. And this value we can calculate 5.71 in 10 power 7 over 6 into 10 power 5. This will be equal to 571 over 6. This is 95.166 people per kilometer square. 95.2 in 3SF value. This is the answer. Question number 70, f of x equal to 10 minus x over 3. Find f of minus 8. We can calculate this value. In the place of x, we write minus 8, and therefore that's f of minus 8 equal to 10 minus 8 over 3. This is 18 over 3, and this is equal to 6. Part B, g of x equal to 4x plus 3, and find g inverse of x. We can write this g of x equal to y, and x will be equal to g inverse of y. To calculate the inverse, we can write this equation y equal to 4x plus 3, and to calculate the g inverse of x, we make the subject x. We can write this y minus 3 equal to 4x, x equal to y minus 3 over 4, and this x here is f inverse g inverse of y. Therefore, we write g inverse of y equal to y minus 3 over 4, and g inverse of y equal to y minus 3 over 4. To calculate g inverse of x, we can replace y by x. We get g inverse of x equal to x minus 3 over 4. This is the answer. Next question, question number 18. 300 students take part in competition. The table shows the information about their score. Calculate an estimate of the mean score. Estimate the mean score is the formula is the sum of values divided by total number of values. To calculate sum of value, firstly we will calculate the x. This is the class mark. This is the middle value of the score. And here the middle value of 0 to 30 is 15, and 30 to 40 is 35, 40 to 60 is 50, 50 to 70 is 65, and 70 to 100 is 85. We will multiply 15 into 24, and 35 into 70, and 50 into 88, and 65 into 76, and 85 into 42. We will add all these values, and we get the sum of values. And this will be equal to, look at 25 into 15 plus 35 into 70 plus 55 into 88 plus 65 into 76 and plus 85 into 42. This will be equal to 15,720. We write here 15,720, and this is 15,720 divided by 300, and this will be equal to 52.4, and this is the mean score, and this is the answer. Part B. On the grid, complete the histogram to represent the data in the tables. Histogram is the rectangular bar graph between class interval and frequency density. The table given here, firstly we will calculate frequency density. This will be equal to frequency divided by class width, and therefore we will calculate class width. Here the class width 0 to 30 is 30, 40 to 30 is 10, and this is 60 to 40 class width is 20, 70 to 60 to 70 is 10. We take the difference, 70 minus 60. Next, we take the difference 100 minus 70. This is 30, and this is the class width. And this frequency density is 24 over 30. This is 70 over 10. this is 88 over 20, and this is 76 over 10, and this is 42 over 30. And this will be equal to 0.8, and this is equal to 7. This is equal to 4.4, and this is equal to 7.6, and this will be equal to 0.7. We will draw the bar here. First bar here is 0 to 30, and this height is 0.8. Frequency density 0.8. Look here, this each small square is equal to 0.2, and therefore 0.8, it would be, this position is 0.8. And we will draw the bar here. In this bar for class interval 0 to 30, and the frequency density is 0.8. Next bar already mentioned here. And next we take 40 to 60, and the height is 4.4. This is 4.2, this is 4.4 position, and we will take the height 4.4 for 40 to 60. Therefore, we will draw the rectangular bar here. This is 40 to 60, and height is 4.4. Next is 7.6. 60 to 70 is 7.6. The middle of 60 to 80, and this position is 70, and we take the bar 40 to 60 to 70, 7.6. Therefore, we will draw the bar here. Look here, this is 7.8, and this position is 7.6. Therefore, we take this height. Next is 70 to 100, and this height is 0.7. We take this height 0.7, and this position is 0.6, and we take the middle of 0.8 to 0.6. This middle value is 0.7 height, and we take this bar 7 to 8 to 80. And this is the histogram. And next we move to question number 19. Question 19, part A, complete the table values here. Value for y equal to x cube minus 5x plus 4. To complete the table, we will substitute this value x equal to minus 3 in this equation. Look here, this is y equal to x cube. Here is x is minus 3. We write minus 3 cube minus 5 into minus 3 plus 4. And this value is minus 27 plus 15 plus 4. This is equal to minus 8. We write here is minus 8. And we draw the graph here. The value of x is minus 3 and y is minus 8. Look here, this is minus 3. This position is minus 10. This is minus 9, and this is minus 8. Look here, this is the position is minus 8. And next is minus 2, 6. We mentioned the point minus 2 and 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. And we will mark minus 2, 6, and this is minus 2, 6. Next is minus 1, 8. This position 8 position, and we mark minus 1, 8. Next is 0, 4, and this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. On y-axis, x coordinate is 0, y is coordinate having 4 value. Next is 1, 0. The y coordinate is 0 on x-axis, therefore this position would be 1, 0. Next is 2, 2. This is 2, and this position on x coordinate is 2, y coordinate is also 2. This would be the 2, 2. Next is 3, 16. This is 3 on x-axis, and y coordinate is 16. Therefore, this position here is 16, and we mark this position 16. And we will join all these points. After joining these points, we get the graph. And next, by drawing suitable straight line on great solution of equation x cube minus 5x minus 3 equal to 0. Look here, we can write this equation x cube minus 5x minus 3 equal to 0. We shift this value from left to right. We get x cube minus 5x equal to 3. We have equation y equal to x cube minus 5x plus 4. Therefore, in replace of x cube minus 5x, we can write y minus 4. And this is x cube minus 5x. And we write here y minus 4 equal to 3. And therefore, y equal to 7. We will draw a line y equal to 7. And we will draw a line parallel to x-axis. This line passes through the y-axis at 7. And this is the line y equal to 7. And this line intersects the graph, this position, and at this position, the value of x equal to minus 1.8. And this line intersects the graph at this position, and this is minus x equal to 0.6. Next here, this line intersects the graph at this position. This is 2.3. Where the line intersects the graph, at this position, value of x is minus 1.8, 0.6, minus 0.6, 2.3. These are the solution. And we write here is minus 1.8, minus 0.6, and 2.3. This is the answer. Question 20, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, D are rectangles. Part A, show that CD equal to x minus 1. Look here, this length EF. Look here, this length DG equal to EF. And we can write DG equal to DC plus CG. And EF length here is 2x minus 3. And CG length here is x minus 2. And we can calculate DC length. This DC length will be equal to 2x minus 3. And we shift this value x plus x minus 2. It becomes minus x plus 2. And this will be equal to 2x minus x is x, minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Therefore, DC or CD equal to x minus 1. This is the proof. Next, part second, the area of rectangle ABCD is 1/5 area of rectangle EFGD. Look here, area of rectangle ABCD, this will be equal to DC multiplied by BC. And DC length here is x minus 1. And BC length equal to AD. And this length, look here, this is total length is x plus 3. Therefore, if we subtract x from x plus 3, we get this length AD, and this is equal to 3 and BC equal to 3. And the area will be equal to 3x minus 3. And the area of rectangle, bigger rectangle, EFGD, this will be equal to length into width. Length here is 2x minus 3 and width here is x plus 3. Area of rectangle ABCD is 1/5 area of rectangle EFGD. Area of rectangle ABCD is 3x minus 3 and this is 1/5 and this area is 2x minus 3 into x plus 3. We write 2x minus 3 into x plus 3. And we will multiply 5 to 3x minus 3. We get 15x minus 15. and this is 2x minus 3 into x plus 3. We will expand this. 2x times x is 2x square. Next 2x into 3 plus 6x. And next minus 3 into x minus 3x. And minus 3 plus into 3, this is minus 9. And we can write this 15x minus 15 equal to 2x square plus 6x minus 3x is plus 3x minus 9. We will shift 15x from minus 15 from left to right. It becomes minus 15 plus 15. And this is 2x square plus 3 minus 15. This is equal to minus 12x plus 15 minus 9. This is equal to plus 6. And we can divide this equation by 2. We get x square minus 6x plus 3 equal to 0. Hence, it is proof x square minus 6x plus 3. Next, use the quadratic formula to solve this equation. Here, x square minus 6x plus 3 equal to 0. And the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. And according to this, the formula is x equal to minus v plus minus b square minus 4ac square root over 2a. According to this equation, we will compare the quadratic equation to this quadratic given equation. We get a equal to 1 and b equal to minus 6 and c equal to 3. And we can write this equation minus minus 6 plus minus b square is minus 6 square minus 4 times a is 1, c is 3 over 2 into a, and we can write 6 plus minus 36 minus 12 over 2, and we can write 6 plus minus 24 over 2, and this will be equal to 6 plus square root 24 over 2 or 6 minus 24 square root 24 over 2. We can calculate 6 plus square root 24 over 2. This will be equal to 5.449449. The 3SF value we can write 5.45. And the next value, this is 6 minus square root 24 over 2. This is 3 minus square root 6, and this will be equal to 0.5505. And 3SF value, this is 0.551. And the answer is 5.45, and this is 0.551. This is the solution. Part second, calculate the shaded area. Look here. The shaded area will be equal to area of rectangle DEFG minus area of rectangle ABCD. Area of rectangle, bigger rectangle, is 2x minus 3 into x plus 3, and area of rectangle here is x minus 3 into x minus 1. And this value is equal to 2x square plus 6x minus 3x minus 9 minus 3x plus 3, and we can write this 6x minus 3x minus 3x minus 6x and plus 6x would be cancelled. We write 2x square minus 9 plus 3 is minus 6. Here the value of x 5.45 and 0.55. The area of shaded region will be for value of x equal to 5.45. This area will be equal to 2 into 5.45 square minus 6, and for value x equal to 0.55, this area will be equal to 2 into 0.55 square minus 6. And we calculate the value, and look here, this is 5.45 square into 2 minus 6. This will be equal to 53.4. So we write here 53.405 and this is 53.4. And the next area value here is 0.55 square into 2 minus 6. This is equal to minus 5.395 and this is minus 5.4 and this is not possible. Area should be positive value. Therefore, we write the shaded area is 53.4 square unit. This is the answer. Question 21. The diagram shows solid formed by joining cone to a hemisphere. The diameter of cone is 14 centimeter. Diameter of hemisphere is 14 centimeter. Total height is 24. Calculate the volume of solid. Look here, the solid having a cone and hemisphere. The volume of solid will be equal to volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. The volume of cone is 1 over 3 pi r square h and volume of hemisphere is 4 over 3 pi r cube into 1 over 2. Look here, the radius of hemisphere and cone is 7. We take a common 1 over 3 pi r square. We get h plus 2 times 2 is 4. So we get 2 r. We will substitute the value here 1 over 3 into 3.142. Radius here is 7. We write 7 square and the height of solid is 24 and we will subtract this hemisphere radius. This is 7 and this height is the height of the cone and this will be equal to 17. And therefore we write here 17 plus 2 into r is 7 and we can write this 3.142 into 49 into 17 plus 14 is 31 divided by 3. This will be equal to 1590.8 and 1590 will be the 3SF value and this is the volume of the solid. Question 21 part B. Total show that the total surface area of solid is 712. Surface area of solid equal to surface area of cone plus surface area of hemisphere. Surface area of cone is pi RL and surface area of hemisphere is 4 pi r square over 2. And to calculate the surface area of cone, we have to calculate the slant length. To calculate the slant length, we will use the Pythagoras theorem here. And this height is 17 and this radius is 7. And this slant length will be equal to 7 square plus 17 square. And this will be equal to 13 square root 2. And this is 18.38. This is the slant length. Therefore, we write 3.142 multiply by radius multiply by slant length plus 2 into 3.142 into 7 square and this will be equal to 3.142 multiply 18.38 multiply 7 plus 2 multiply 3.142 multiply 7 square is 49 and this will be equal to 712.1 and this is equal to 712 centimeter square. Hence, it is proved. Part C, a smaller solid is mathematically similar to this solid. The total surface area of solid is 242 centimeter square. Calculate the total height of the smaller solid. The area of smaller solid, we suppose that is A1 and the area of larger solid is A2. This will be equal to height of smaller solid, our height of larger solid whole square. Area of smaller solid here is 242 and height of smaller solid here is H1 and the area of larger solid this is 712. We write here is 712 and height of larger solid look here this is 24 centimeter. This length is 24. We write here is 24 whole square and therefore H1 equal to 242 over 712 multiply 24 square and this will be equal to 242 over 712 multiply 24 square and this will be equal to 195.5 and H1 will be equal to square root of 195.5 and we take the square root and this is equal to 13.99. This is equal to 14 and this is the height of smaller solid. This is the answer. Question 22. The diagram shows a triangular field ABC. Part A fencing is needed for the perimeter of field. Fencing is sold at rolls for length 20 meter. Find the number of roll fencing needed. Here the number of roll for fencing needed we have to calculate. For this, firstly we have to calculate the length of total fencing. The total length of fencing will be equal to 150 plus 187 plus AC length. And AC length we have to calculate and this AC length we use the cosine formula. According to cosine formula, AC square will be equal to 150 square plus 187 square minus 2 times of 150 into 187 into cos of 112. And this AC square will be equal to, we can calculate this is 150 square plus 187 minus 2 into 150 into 187 into cos of 112 and this will be equal to 78484.2 and AC will be equal to square root of this value. We take the square root and this square root value here is 280 and we write 150 plus 187 plus 280 and this total length will be equal to 617 meter and we have to write the total number of rolls for fencing needed. Look here, for 20 meter the number of rolls 1 and for 1 meter the number of roll fencing 1 over 20. For 617 meter this will be equal to 1 over 20 multiplied by 617 and this value will be equal to 30.85 and 30.85 roll needed and total roll would be equal to 31. Therefore, we write 31 roll required to fence the triangular field diagram. Part B, calculate the shortest distance from B to AC. Look here, this is the point B and this line is AC and we will draw the perpendicular from B to AC. This is the shortest distance we have to calculate. And we can calculate this height as if we take the area of triangle ABC using the base length AC, we write area of triangle 1 over 2 into AC into height. And this area is 1 over 2 into 150 into 187 into sine angle is 112. This is A, this is B, and this is angle C. We can write 1 over 2 A 150 into 187 into sine of angle between them. And this is 1 over 2 and AC length here is, this length AC is 280. We write here 280 into H. 1 over 2 would be cancelled and we write 150 into 187 sine 112 divided by 280 equal to h, and this side will be equal to 92.88, and the height here is 92.88. We can write 92.9. This is the answer. Question 23. Zara cycle a distance 500 meter, correct to nearest 5 meter. This takes 24.7 second, correct to 0.1 second. Calculate lower bound of the average speed. The average speed formula here is total distance divided by total time. And here is the average speed lower bound. This will be equal to total distance lower bound value and total time is upper bound value. Here the distance is 500 meter and the accuracy here is nearest 5 meter. Therefore, this error will be half of the accuracy. This is 5 over 2 is 2.5. For lower bound distance, subtract this error from 500. We get 500 minus 2.5. This is 497.5. Total time here is 24.7 second and accuracy 0.1 second. Therefore, the error will be 0.1 divided by 2. This will be equal to 0.05. And for upper bound value, we will add the 0.05 and this will be equal to 24.75 seconds. We can write this average speed lower bound. This is 97.5 divided by 24.75 and this will be equal to 20.1 and this is the average speed 20.1 meter per second. This is the answer. Question number 24 expressed as a single fraction. Look here, this first fraction is 2x plus 1. Second fraction is 2 over 4x minus 3. To make the denominator same, we will multiply this first fraction by 4x minus 3 and next fraction to make the denominator same, we will multiply by 2x plus 1. Both denominator become 2x plus 1 into 4x minus 3. Therefore, we will subtract the numerator and this is 20x minus 15 minus 4x minus 2 and 20 minus 4 is 16x minus 15 minus 2 is minus 17 and this is 2x plus 1 into 4x minus 3 and this is the solution of this expression.